Jackie doesn't actually remember the day we first met.
It's not true. I remember the event. And then we had this amazing week-long courtship, and that was all because of Horizons.
Yeah.
We had a series of meetings that led up in a week, and we had to be together for a bunch of times because we were planning Human First.
Right.
By Thursday of that week, we were together.
Jackie is an amazing fundraiser, and she describes herself as a community builder. She's a connector. She finds the connections between people, and then she weaves together those connections into stories.
Annie is the OG gay, man. She was out at Smith, and when she was there, lesbians were still wearing paper bags on their heads for certain photos, and there was a tremendous amount of homophobia back in the 80s. But I came out a whole decade later than she did, and in those 10 years, she was living herself out and proud, starting organizations like LAGBAC, being involved in Lambda, being involved in Horizons.
We actually discussed adopting a kid before we had even slept together.
There was something cosmic in the world that brought the Kaplan-Perkins family together.
David was meant to be ours. He's what made us the Kaplan-Perkins family. And Jackie was actually the adoptive parent because we couldn't both adopt from Russia. So she was the single person adopting, and I was her cousin who was visiting with her to pick up this child.
David has been in everybody's life since he was a little baby. I'm very proud that they consider us gunkles. Through the years, to watch the way he developed into what I like to think is my favorite heterosexual in the world.
I normalize gay and LGBTQ identifying families. My parents are boring. They're not that interesting. I love them, and our family is just like any normal family. They get mad I didn't take the trash out. I see them as my family, and I always will.
We've always been proud of being his parents, but he's never once been ashamed of us, hidden who we are. But the political world hasn't always been gentle with his family. And I will say the only time I've ever seen David scared has been every election where our families come up as a battleground issue.
I always say that these children of gay and lesbian couples are going to rule the world. The way they grew up, the things that they have faced, obstacles, only make them a better person.
Annie and Jackie, I believe they're the two biggest advocates I've ever met for LGBTQ rights. Not only do they do this for work, it's a livelihood.
We could have done no activism, and I would still feel like we won the lottery because we have this amazing kid as our son.
It has been the gift of my life to get to be his parent. But the biggest gift is that I get to do this with Annie, who is like my favorite human on the planet.
If somebody wants to know what love is, spend a few minutes with David or Annie or Jackie, and you will know and understand why love is such an important part of who we are.
We loved the possibilities. Nah, this is it, man.
Yeah.
This is a good
This is
stuff.
what 25 years looks like.
Oh, what did I put on?
Oh, right. It was a card for me, right, for Human First. You signed it, to Horizons of all kinds.
To Horizons of all kinds. That's what we still say sometimes.
Yep.